know what you mean. Okay, it's crazy. So I was hanging out with Jesus the other day, drinking grape soda on his balcony. We watched the sun go down beyond Los Angeles. I had hoped for wine. He said I should have brought some. We talked a lot. I asked him what it was like to die. He said that it was his favorite out of all of his dad's art projects. Death is so quick compared to life because it is just that awesome. I asked Jesus what he liked about today, and it took him way too long to respond, and I dozed off and dreamt of 4 men on Shetland ponies riding around breaking windows. They were the 4 midgets of the apocalypse. They burned down miniature golf courses and stabbed people below the waist. Jesus woke me up and presented me with an omelet, which was delicious! As any evening breakfast would be when made by the Son of God. I told him that he seemed like the cool older brother I never had. He thought that was really cool and asked me to stop masturbating so much. I told him that every day I feel a certain sense of unexplainable loneliness. He said it was because I spent too much time alone. I pondered that for a moment while he offered me hash browns. His apartment was decorated with film posters that told his story in some way. The Last Temptation of Christ, Jesus Christ Superstar, and Repo Man. One of the posters on his wall was signed by Willem Dafoe. He spoke well of the actor, but Jesus doesn't own a DVD player, so he's never actually seen any of his films. Over time, I got the feeling that the human part of him wants to be forgotten, but the heavenly side is anxious to introduce everyone to his dad. I asked him why he moved to LA. He said it was the hidden beauty, that having to search for the good meant that when it was found, it had to be authentic. He also pointed out that LA is one of the few places a man dressed like him can still go unnoticed in public. We watched Mexican television. He interpreted all of the game shows and soap operas. It stayed warm well into the night, so I slept on the balcony while Jesus wandered the streets looking for lost souls. In the morning, he woke me up to another omelet, this time wrapped in a big flour tortilla. I wasn't hungry, so he wrapped it and put it in a bag. Then he asked me to shave his head. I felt really uncomfortable. He said it was okay, and that his strength came from somewhere else. He just wanted to fit in with the rest of us. I shaved his head and waddled home. Later that afternoon, I noticed one of his hairs stuck to my collar. If I had a girlfriend and she found it before me, she might wonder who it came from, but I don't, and she can't, so she won't. I pulled out the breakfast burrito and burst it from its aluminum foil. I noticed a face burned into the tortilla, a surprising miracle for me to enjoy. He knew I wouldn't share it with anyone else. But it did make me wonder how often Jesus promoted himself with food items. For every 100 new Starbucks that opens around the world, a statue of him cries chocolate milk somewhere. I ate my holy burrito neck first and smiled once I realized that it was actually the face of Willem Dafoe. Thank you.